You got to work, by the way, to find a fire metaphor to come and speak about it, a fire deal. But at the end of the movie Towering Inferno, when asked how the fire could have been prevented, Steve McQueen responds, "Ask a firefighter," or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. What he was really saying, though, is that firefighters often end up being taken for granted, not appreciated until a life or death experience is actually encountered. When our firefighters were injured, the entire community was reminded that you, as firefighters, are the very definition of public service. You are willing to go out day after day, risking your lives for your neighbors. And frankly, I believe that is a testament to your character. And that is why the Austin City Council is committed to doing what we can to support you. Recent initiatives have continued to strengthen our fire department, which I might add is always #1 in customer satisfaction. Just last week, I accepted a donation of an advanced communication software system called Operation Respond Emergency Information System. This software is going to enable firefighters, police, and emergency medical services personnel to respond quickly and accurately to transportation-related emergencies, particularly those involving hazardous materials. This software will help protect the lives of first responders to disaster situations by allowing emergency personnel to identify hazardous materials cargo on a train or a truck. But technology can only provide a minor advantage. Firefighters ultimately are the ones who physically can save the lives. The new department budget was approved with task force staffing that added 30 new positions to the department. That means that there should always be a minimum of 4 firefighters arriving at the scene of a fire. In addition, in the last 2 years, 2 new fire stations have been put into service, stations 37 and 39. And as Austin grows, the commitment to public safety increases in this community. But you are the ones that are reminded every day that life is precious and must always be protected. You've chosen honorable and an important public service profession. It's not easy, but the rewards can be seen every day and every night when you drive and you walk around this great city and you realize that Austin is a very special place to live. The men and the women of the Austin Fire Department have a great deal to do with how well our city is doing. So I want to say a special thank you, and I want to congratulate all of you, not just for graduating, but for choosing a profession that truly makes a difference in our community. And I want to say thank you to all the family and friends and loved ones that are here tonight and have been supportive of this life effort that has been made and we're seeing come to a culmination of this graduation tonight. Because in effect, you are loaning these people to our city. These are your loved ones, your family, your friends that will be providing this special public service. And I want you to know, as mayor, I appreciate the role you're playing in that. To the graduates, as you've had the opportunity to get to know one another and share your experiences with each other, I hope you will now take what you've learned out to the community. I know that with your help, we can continue to prove this organization's commitment to providing the best quality of life possible to the residents of Austin. God bless you, thank you, and be safe. Thank you all.
I'd like to take this time to introduce our next speaker. He has taken time out of his very busy schedule to be here with us tonight. He was born and raised here in Austin, and he graduated from high school at LBJ here also in Austin. He received a Bachelor of Arts in English from the University of Texas. He received his Doctorate of Jurisprudence from the University of Houston. He served as Assistant District Attorney here in Travis County. Then he was elected and served as the Sheriff of Travis County for about 4 years. He ran and was elected for state representative and has served in that position since January of 1997. He has authored numerous pieces of legislation that include significant impact on public safety and criminal justice-related measures passed in the 75th and 76th legislative sessions. Please help me in welcoming State Representative Terry Keel.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. It's a huge honor to be here with you this evening. I want to compliment especially my good personal friend, Kirk Watson, because I have recognized the last several years under his leadership the vision that the City Council has had to make public safety, and in particular firefighting, a priority in the city budget and with the City Council. And I hope that will continue, and I know it will. And I know that in a city such as Austin, you could have had your choice of many great leaders to come speak to you tonight, and that's why this is especially something that I feel very privileged and honored to do. Let me begin by congratulating you for successfully completing what I understand to be very grueling training as a firefighter, both mentally and physically. The reason you're here tonight is because you met the test. You have strong minds and strong bodies. And your instructors, they should also be congratulated for their part in this effort. I know they've worked hard. As a police instructor, I was a police instructor for the Austin Police Training Academy for about 8 years. And I know they work hard to train you. They've worked hard, no doubt, to prepare you for every scenario that you may face. And you are no doubt ready to go out to the city to face what you're going to face when you're deployed. Our lives, our families, our homes, and our property, they're in your hands, and I want you to know I feel comfortable tonight knowing that you're going to be there to protect us. Let me be one of the first citizens in the community to thank you for choosing this profession, which is, to say the least, a challenging career. Not everyone can be a firefighter. It does take special character and dedication, and most of all, I think, it also takes a special desire to choose a life of public service, and that's what this is, truly, public service. You give meaning to those two words. I thought about a special saying that rings true, especially tonight. A wise man once said, "Choose a job you love, and you never have to work a day in your life." Hopefully, this will describe your future in this profession. If you love what you do, then you will enjoy, or at least appreciate, the long hours and hard work ahead of you. Let me tell you, though, I want to tell you there's going to be some difficult times. I know a little bit about public service because I've spent nearly all of my adult life in public service, either as a prosecutor or as your sheriff or now as your state representative. And as rewarding as public service is, and it has been for me, and I'm grateful for you having sent me there, citizens, there are also some challenging factors that you firefighters are going to have to learn to deal with, and let me share some of that with you so that you may be prepared. When you're a public servant, don't expect a lot of thanks. It just doesn't happen, especially in your line of work. You'll be dealing with people in a crisis situation. Their lives will be turned upside down, and they won't be looking at things rationally. They won't appreciate necessarily what's being done for them to the extent that they're going to express that to you, and that's understandable. They're not going to tell you what a great effort is being taken to protect their lives and how much they appreciate it in all cases. You're going to enter into their lives at the most traumatic moment of their lives in many cases. They are focusing on their families and themselves, as well they should, and nothing else really matters. Don't expect them to take the time to thank you. That's okay, because that's not why you're doing it, is it? When you're a public servant, don't expect acknowledgement for a job well done. It's rare. Pick up today's newspaper or watch whatever news tonight, and you won't see much good news. That's not what the press is interested in, because that's not what sells papers or gets viewers. Generally, bad news sells. Good news gets buried on the back pages. The more dramatic or sensational story is, the more attention it's going to get. Firefighters, very rarely are you going to see your names in the headlines in this line of work, unless, of course, you make a mistake, and then you're going to be on the front page. That's how it works. In the eyes of the media, a heroic action or a job well done can't compete with controversy. That's okay. That's not why you've chosen this profession. Your satisfaction will come with the sense of you knowing that you did a good job, an honest job, an honorable job, quietly, respectfully, humbly, professionally, without fanfare or publicity. When you're a public servant, you probably already know this one, especially all of you firefighters. Don't expect to get rich. There are many professions in this city that can make you a millionaire. This is not one of them. It may be comforting to know that most public servants, police officers, EMS technicians, teachers, prison guards, state workers, and yes, even state representatives, aren't paid huge sums of money. When you enter these professions, you know up front. The only way to become a millionaire is to win the lottery, or get on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or invest in the right high-tech stock before everyone finds out about it. I invested after it started going down, by the way. Guess what? You can take some comfort in knowing, though, that not many professions offer the opportunity or the responsibility to save lives. This one does. Those of us on the outside looking in at you, we can only imagine the personal reward of safely pulling a child out of a burning home or saving a family's valuable belongings. You can't take that to the bank and deposit it. But you also can't go to a store and buy the sense of satisfaction when you've done your job successfully as a firefighter. Albert Einstein summed it up best when he said, "The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive." When you're a public servant, don't expect regular working hours. Be prepared to spend holidays away from your family. Especially in this profession, schedules won't fit the norm for most families. The Monday through Friday weekends off schedule don't apply. For most public servants, it just goes with the job. The duty and responsibility to serve and protect the public doesn't correspond with any conventional calendar. The only relevant numbers are 24/7, 365. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's when you're going to be needed. That's when citizens are going to need you to be ready. You will miss many holidays, birthdays, baseball games, dance recitals, anniversaries, other special occasions, because you are needed to serve. Make no mistake about it, your family will suffer because you will be on duty. Their consolation should be that what you are doing is extremely important. Lives are at stake. And sacrifices your family makes are for a noble cause, because they will indeed be sacrificing along with you. When you're a public servant, don't become callous. Don't become insensitive. It happens in many professions, but especially to public servants because of the tremendous frequency of emergencies. Many well-intentioned public servants become callous. It becomes just another call, another routine run. Always remember that we're dealing with real people. Some of them are going through what for them is for the first time the most traumatic moment of their entire lives. We're there to help, not just because it's our job, but because we truly want to help. We care. Sometimes the workload's going to make it difficult for you to remember that particular element of public service. At the district attorney's office, I handled hundreds of cases a week sometimes. I tried to keep in mind that each one of those cases involved a victim, and they were real people. And they weren't faceless, nameless people buried in a report. These were people who, by no fault of their own, just as the victims you're going to deal with, had been thrust into a harsh world. It was my job to help guide them through the difficult process, to humanize the situation, and to make sure that the system didn't re-victimize the individuals. This was no doubt the most difficult part of my job, both as assistant district attorney and as sheriff. But what helped me stay focused on that, and what will help you, is a key question you must ask yourself, which is this: what if this victim was my family member? What if this were my son or daughter, brother or sister, or mother or father? How would I want them treated? I think you get my point, which is that every call is going to be important. While many public servants develop a thick skin, a protective barrier so that they don't get too close, it can sometimes leave them hard, uncared, and insensitive. And that's not what this profession is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, you have chosen a noble profession. The work you do is important. There will never be a way to repay you for the tremendous sacrifices you and your family will make as part of this career. But that's okay. As one public servant to another, we know why we've chosen this path: to serve. Cadet Class number 105, congratulations. And may God watch over you as you protect us. And thank you for inviting me tonight.
I want to again thank Representative Terry Kill for coming out. This has been an extremely busy time for him and for Mayor Kirkwatz, and also with the upcoming elections. I know that you've spoken on a lot of different occasions, a lot of police occasions. When you speak at a firefighter's occasion, we have a special token to give you that hopefully you can hang on your wall with pride.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is, I will cherish this more than any other honorarium I've ever received. I want you to know I will use this in the legislature.
Next thing, I'd like to ask Fire Chief Gary Warren to come forward. Chief Warren's been a firefighter in Austin for 27 years. He has rose up through the ranks and was elected or appointed, or not elected, he was appointed our fire chief in 1997. Please welcome Chief Gary Warren.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. This is a really good-looking group of family and friends, and today was a really wet day. But no matter how wet it was, no matter how much it rained, how dark it was, how gloomy it was, this is a great day for us because we're so proud of this class of cadets today. And we're here to honor them and celebrate them making it through the class. You know, until today, we didn't have any real guarantees that we were going to have anybody graduate out of this class. So look how good it turned out. First things first, though, before we got this group of people together, we had a group of people working hard in this fire department that was recruiting and getting people hired, and I'd just like to take just a moment to have them stand up and be recognized, the people that worked in recruiting for this class, if you would. Captain Bunn and Barbara and who else? If we could just recognize them and thank them for their hard work. Now, I know they talked to you and tried to give you some idea of what this job was going to be like and everything, but I bet they didn't give you all the expectations that I'm going to give you tonight. And that's basically the message I want to share with you. And it starts with the mission of this fire department. Now, we're lucky in the fire department because almost anybody can guess what the mission of the fire department is. And every cadet class that I've ever asked on their first day of class, if they could tell me what the mission of the fire department is, almost always knows. So for that reason, that mission hasn't changed in 100 years. And that is the preservation of life and property. It's very short and simple, and it never seems to change, even though the dynamics of our job has changed a lot. Now, what you may not have memorized is the vision of the Austin Fire Department, and the vision alone could be an hour-long speech, probably. It's only one sentence, but it has a lot of meaning. And it is that the Austin Fire Department is accountable to our community for the highest quality safety services, including emergency response, emergency prevention, and community education. Now, all of those words in that sentence could take a whole lot more explanation, but I'm not going to do that. I'd rather get on to the other expectations, which I expect every one of you to contribute to, and those are the goals of the Austin Fire Department. The first goal that I'm talking about is that the Austin Fire Department will deliver comprehensive safety services of the highest quality. Now, you noticed we didn't say fire response, we didn't say just medical response, we said comprehensive safety services because whenever there's danger or there's a disaster, there is no definition of the type of disaster that we will go to or that we won't go to. We have a wide range of disasters that we will go to. Another goal is that the Austin Fire Department will support and maintain a safe, healthy, well-trained, and high-performing workforce. The functions of recruiting and training are prime examples of how we do that, and you are the product. Also, the Austin Fire Department will provide high-quality first responder service as part of an integrated emergency medical care system. Just in case you didn't know, over 60% of our calls are medical calls. We won't be changing our name to medical service because we have the Advanced Life Support Medical Response Department in this city, which is Austin EMS. However, we are their first responder agency in the city of Austin, and that is a job that we do alone. We are the first responders, and that's something you need to keep in mind. The Austin Fire Department will be community resources for life safety knowledge and information about AFD services. If we only go to emergencies, then all we're doing is reacting to the damage that's already been done. And since I know that we care about the kind of damage that happens to people that suffer in disasters, it is only fitting that we spend a large amount of our time trying to prevent those disasters and stopping the damage before it happens. The Austin Fire Department will attract and retain a qualified and diverse workforce. There again is our recruiting section, our training section, and all the people in this fire department that work to keep our workforce happy and healthy and contributing to the community. The Austin Fire Department will be accountable to our community for demonstrable results. And that is a reflection of the way we do business, the way we manage the department, the way we measure our successes and the way we present to our community the different measurements that we take to be able to show that we're doing a good job. Because we can always tell good stories, and the stories are really nice. We have great stories of heroic feats, but when we can show numbers of just how well we perform the different functions that we do, that is helpful also. Now, those are the expectations that I have of you, that you be able to provide to us. What we have to provide to you is that we are a family. Now, of course, we're not your family that you are the head of, but we are a family in this fire department. And I think you'll hear this theme over and over. Every different speaker that talks about fire department always talks about family. Also, in this fire department, you can expect to get good pay and benefits, because we are one of the highest paid fire departments in the state. When other people want to try to talk about getting raises, they always want to compare themselves to us. But more importantly, we have a very good reputation that now you will become a part of, and hopefully you will contribute to. And just to let you know that that's true, the Austin Fire Department annually receives the highest citizen satisfaction rating of any department in the city. In this last couple of years, we had our fire department measured by the Insurance Services Office, which measures fire departments for how well they provide fire protection. And after they did a survey on us, they changed our rating from a 3 to a 2, which makes us one of the highest rated fire departments in the whole state. In 1999, we got the Austin Quality Award for significant merit to quality. In 1999, we received the Texas EMS First Responder Award. Of all the fire departments in the whole state, we received that reward. That's from the Texas Health Department. We also won the 2000 Combat Challenge, where fire departments come together to compete at doing tasks that fire departments do at fire scenes, and we won the Oklahoma City Regional. In 2000, for the 5th year in a row, we won the Best of Austin for Best City Department Award, which is given by the readers of the Austin Chronicle. Also in the year 2000, the Austin Fire Department won the Award of Excellence at the Austin Community Collaboration Award for the work that we did with our fire safety house, where we train children on fire-safe behaviors. All of these things are only the things that have happened recently. This is a long tradition in our fire department of having a good reputation. No one in this city has a better reputation. And there's hardly any other group of people in this city that provide services to the citizens that are so welcome as firefighters are when they arrive on the scene of emergency. What I would tell you now is that with you being a part of this reputation, it's important that you value that reputation and that you protect that reputation and that you contribute to it so that this fire department will always be revered by its community. Thank you.
There are some special awards we'd like to hand out tonight. I would like to call forward the cadet training lieutenants. Without their hard work from these lieutenants, this class would not be possible. I'd like to call forward Lieutenant Mike Bewley. Lieutenant Marcus Foskey. Lieutenant Dan Dillon. Lieutenant Ricky Moore. These awards we give out are the valedictorian, most physically fit, and the best all-around cadet. Each one of these lieutenants is going to hand out an award.
Thank you, Captain. The Austin Fire Department Training Academy is extremely demanding. I can say without equivocation that this is the hardest training academy in the state, and I'd be really hard-pressed to find a harder training academy